Hey, it's Eileen from Learning to the Core. I just wanted to share with you today a little bit about how, why, and when you should be teaching context clues in your classroom. So I did a blog post about this earlier this summer, but basically I was reading a book on my Kindle or my iPad, and I realized how often I just touch the word and find out what it means. And then I was reading a book that was not electronic, and all of a sudden I came across a word and I realized I literally was touching the word to try to get the little box pop up to tell me the definition. So it's so simple when kids are reading on electronic devices to figure out the meaning of a word, but how are they actually figuring words out when they're using an actual book? So I've also had this conversation with many of my students throughout the years where they're going through, they're reading it, they're just going, and I'm really impressed. Like, man, they're really reading these words well. They seem to be breaking them down in such a way that they can pronounce them. And then I ask them, oh, wait, let's go back. What does that word mean? Student replies with, oh, I have no idea. Okay, how about if you read through it again, read the paragraph, read the sentence, and now do you know what the word means? And their student always replies, nope, still have no idea. So kids really need to be explicitly taught how to use context clues. So the first thing that I always do is definitely model this explicitly through read alouds, and this can be done all year long because it's good for some kids pick it up right away, where other ones they're going to need the constant guidance from you to really figure out the meaning of words as they're reading on their own. So these two books, Randy Riley's a really big hit, and Surfer Chick, are engaging, super fun books that have a lot of interesting vocabulary in them that you can definitely use to teach how to figure out the meaning of words as you're doing a read aloud, and make it into a think aloud where you're really discussing the words and explaining what you're doing so that the kids see how they can then apply that same strategy when they're reading on their own. So here are the main things that you should be doing when you are trying to get your kids to use context clues. So breaking down the word, they're looking at the word specifically. Do they see any prefixes or suffixes that they actually know the definition of already? And then do they know what that base word means on its own? Also looking for meaning. So they're just looking in the sentence, in the paragraph, reading through it. Is there something that tells them what that word means without an obvious definition? Looking for examples within the sentence. Are there words like, or, such as, and something following that will explain what the word actually means? And then synonyms and antonyms are probably the easiest thing for them, for kids to actually use, and then figure out if that definition helps them understand what the word is. And the last one is inferences. Sometimes you can try all these different things, none of them work. So instead, well, what are you inferring from those words? How can you figure out what it means? So here's a closer look at, this is a level P book by Roald Dahl, The Giraffe and the Pelly and Me. So this is one I just wanted to show you. If you kind of went through the same order that I had on that screen before, and you are getting a kid to figure out the meaning of the word baffled. Okay, do you see any prefixes or suffixes you know? So they'll probably tell you that they see the ed ending, but that's not going to help them unless they know the meaning of the word baffle, which is the base word. So if they don't know either of those, then they're not going to be able to tell you the meaning of that word. So then the third option there, where I'm saying, okay, let's go back, read through the sentences leading up to that word, and can you figure out the definition now? So they're going to go all the way back up to the top. And if you see, I have that word fishmonger underlined there. Okay, so this would be a word that is obviously not a word that every kid's going to know just from reading it. So this would be one that I would explicitly introduce before I had students go off and read the story. So I'd explain to them that a fishmonger is the person that sells the fish, and they're talking about in this village here. So after the kid goes back and reads through that little bit there, they should see that the question asked right before it says the question baffled me a bit was, are these mongers good to eat? So of course, as this kid knows that a fishmonger is someone, not something that you would eat, but a person, they will understand that that question is very confusing, because why would the pelican be asking if he can eat a person? Okay, here's another example from the same story. So it says, the pelly is starving, the monkey is famished, and I am perishing with hunger. So this is focusing on the word famished. And I would ask, this is a great example of, does the sentence provide synonyms? So right there, you've got starving and hunger. Okay, and hopefully the kid who's reading it will see that all those are connected because they're all very hungry. Okay, so then they would understand that the word famished means that the monkey is very hungry. So they're using the meaning of those words to figure out what the difficult word famished actually means. And eventually the goal is that kids are really using these context clues on their own, and you're not having to guide them quite as much, which takes a lot of time through modeling and through you going through and guiding them with the question prompts. But here is a freebie that you can grab that just includes all those different things that I have listed, and this will help you and your students really use those context clues and start to understand all the different vocabulary that pops up in their text. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you have a great day.